So, most of the times when we publish our books, it gets into drafts. Sometimes we know the reason, sometimes we do not know the reason. Sometimes our books get rejected due to some kind of font embedding reasons or the wrong size and etc etc. And this is really frustrating, I get it, right? So today I'm going to discuss 6 top reasons your KDP low content books gets rejected, and I'm also going to discuss why they're getting into the draft. Hello everyone, my name is Priyanka Dubey and I talk about KDP on this channel. So if you're interested, please do like, subscribe, and share my channel to everyone else who is interested in passive streams of income. And if you're already supporting me, already liking my videos, watching my videos, getting knowledge from my videos, then thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. So without further ado, let's begin. First thing is margins, and I know this is very confusing. When I had started the journey, it was the most difficult part for me because there are a lot of things like top margin, margin, gutter margin, etc. So how it is confusing? First thing first, whenever you are making your interior or your covers, make sure that whatever elements you are using, for example text, for example your pictures or any other files like the text, different colors or whatever, make sure that it lies inside the margins, and this is where you have to put in all the things. Otherwise it will get rejected, okay? So make sure that you do that. Now there are two parts of the margins which I have seen books getting rejected, and I have gone through it as well. The first thing is that whenever you are publishing your manuscript, then this kind of error appears, like this stop sign. Why it appears and what error does we get here? The error, when we try to preview it, we get it like your text are outside the margins, put it inside or something like that, right? So what you have to do is you have to check all the pages. Remember, whenever I'm talking about the margins or bleed or whatever, it I meant all the pages of the books, no, and not only one particular page, okay? Many times KDP also gives the page number as well, right? So just follow their instruction and put all those text inside this margin, the margin that I just talked about, okay? So this is the first kind of margin error. The second kind of margin error that we get is this one. If your book has error, it won't meet our quality standards. To publish your book, you will need to fix the errors. Insufficient gutter. Books with 120 pages require at least 0.375 for the gutter inside margin and at least 0.25 for the outside top and bottom margins. Now it sounds very fancy to me, right? And it sounds very fancy to other people as well as confusing as well, because insufficient gutter, what does that even mean, right? So the margin which is the nearest of the spine is called the gutter margin. Always remember that. So this is the spine, and the margin closest to the spine is this one, this line, right? So it means that whatever your text is crossing the gutter margin is causing this problem, is causing this error. So you don't get like panic, like I have to go ahead and I have to change the whole manuscript, etc etc. No, what you have to do is you have to just put this text or elements that you have used inside the interior in away from this gutter margin, like inside this box, and you are done. Do it for all the pages again, I'm telling you, and you are good to go. This is just a fancy word, otherwise it just simple, okay? Now the third one. Okay, listen me very carefully, because I have not depicted any diagrams here. Many a times what happens that when we are publishing our books, it goes straight to the draft, and we don't understand, like after 1 or 2 minutes it goes in straight into the draft. We go to our email, we check everything, we do not have any email from KDP, and we are just scratching our heads like, what is this happening, and why my book is not getting published. In that case, you need to check your author name. What happens is that most of the people try to be smart on the platform, and they try to use keywords in their author names. which is a blunder and which is also violating the rules. So you do not have to do that. Now you might be thinking like, I have seen people using the publication's name or keywords name, then why their book KDP accounts are not getting suspended or etc. So many a times people uses, for example, if you are making a coloring book, people use kids coloring publications, or if you are using logbook, uh, people use XYZ logbooks, whatever. It was okay when KDP was create space. Okay, now KDP is different. The rules has been changed, and now those books are only given that privileged. And now, if you will publish with these kind of keywords in your author name, you will be violating the rules, and your account can be suspended as well. So we do not have to do that. So if you are using such kind of words in your author name, go ahead and change it. If you are thinking like, I need to know more about author names, I have a video on that. It is in the pinned comments. You can go ahead and you can watch that video, and you will get to understand everything. Okay, so make sure you do not blunder such kind of mistake. Now, the fourth mistake is bleed, non bleed. As you can see on the screen, bleed is where you can stretch your elements, text, till the end of the cover, till the end of the page. But in no bleed, you have to give it some space, like such kind of margin, and then only you can put it inside those margins. So, this is the difference between bleed and no bleed. Again, I have a video on bleed and no bleed in the pinned comment. You can go ahead and you can watch it if this is something is confusing you. So now we get something error like, you choose 6 by 9 trim size, but your interior file was 6.12 by 9.12 by 9.25. Okay, here again we get to understand like, I have chosen some kind of different interior size, but no, you are just getting you are just mistaking the bleed and no bleed options. What it means is that it is saying you are expecting a non bleed sized interior, but you have uploaded a bleed size interior. So, what you have to do is, when you are uploading your book in the second page, when we are selecting the size and when we are selecting our manuscript, in that only option we get the bleed and no bleed options as well. So you have just chosen the incorrect one, and you just have to put the right one, and you are good to go. It seems daunting, but it does not mean that you have to go ahead and you have to change the whole interior of yours. No, you do not have to do that. You just have to make the correct bleed and no bleed options, and you are good to go. Okay, so this is what you have to do here. Now, the cover size. If your book has cover, it won't meet our quality standards. To publish your book, you need to fix the errors. Your expected cover size is 12.520 by 9.250, but the submitted file size is 3.13, whatever. Okay. Now, here you are doing the dimensions wrong. Whenever we are choosing the custom size in Canva, what we do is we choose sizes like pixels, like inches, centimeter, whatever, but you are choosing the wrong ones. Maybe you have picked in place of inches, right? And that's why the whole dimensions has been changed, and that's why the whole book size or the cover size is getting wrong. So sadly, you have to go ahead, you have to again choose the right dimensions from whatever the tool you are using, and then you have to design the cover file, and then you have to upload it. So yeah, it is a bit of a work, but the dimensions is wrong, so you have to do all the things again. Now the next one is embedded fonts, and this is quite popular because I have seen people talking about the embedded font error in the groups as well, on the social media, etc. So what we see that it is not a particular error. It says that KDP has embedded your fonts automatically for your book, and you're good to go. Something like that appears. Now it might be confusing for some people that what is trying to say. Okay, some fonts can be embedded in a PDF and some don't. So if you have bought some fonts from some marketplace, you have the license. So you will not face difficulty while using them and while converting them into PDFs. But if you are using free fonts from some platforms such as Canva, or from some other sites like whatever, Playset or whatever, you might get some such errors, right? Now it may be a licensing error. They may not be licensed to be embedded, but they still be okay to use it commercially. Obviously, I am just explaining what I know, but you are free to do your own research, and I encourage you to go ahead and you should do your own research as well about this particular error. But what I know is it is okay to use such kind of fonts from those sites that we use for our designing, and it is fine because KDP automatically embeds it, corrects it, and then only they give you an option of continuing and preview and publish, right? So you can do that freely. It is not going to cause you any problem. So yeah, that's all for the day. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video.